we got the season coming up. I wanted to just talk about how we all feel about this off season. I know B-Souls, Sage, you can speak from your favorite team's perspective. Let's start off on the West Coast. Who do you think is contending coming into the year? Who do you think is pretending coming into the year? Who do you think is going to be surprising? Who do you think is going to be disappointing? Just give me your thoughts about the West Coast this upcoming season.
Well, I like the Timberwolves. You know, they got a young core. Young Anthony Edwards is good. Mike Conley Jr. is still serviceable as he's getting older. They have a good group of guys on the defensive end that really can guard as well. For me, I think OKC and the Timberwolves are the two teams that could come out of the West. OKC is just like getting better and better and better. They have cap space. They got rid of Giddey. But at the same time, Chet has developed. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's like could be an MVP candidate. So I feel like them. But at the same time, like Dallas, like to me, like Dallas is like one that could, hopefully if they get it right, the chemistry is right, there's no injuries, and adding Klay Thompson, who can just be in the corners and then let Luka drive and Kyrie drive, because they bring so much attention that like Blake, what's his name, Lively? Is it Derek Lively?
Derek
Lively.
Lively.
Yeah. Derek Lively gets a lot of lobs. What is that?
Blake Lively is crazy. Crazy pull.
No disrespect. Derek Lively from Duke gets a lot of lob dunks and stuff. And you saw what they did after with the big from that came from Washington that went there. He got some dunks. So I feel like Klay Thompson will get so many wide open opportunities in the corner threes, and if he runs the lanes, they can do well. That was long-winded. My bad.
No. Listen, we're gonna drill down. Sage, I know this is your conference. This is where the Lakers are. only 8 teams can make the playoff, gang. Somebody's got to miss it.
10 make the play-in, bro. Sorry.
No, stop.
10 make the play-in. 10 make the play-in, and that's where my Lakers will thrive.
No.
All we need is a win. Braun with the game on the line. You know how that gets down. I have no fear that my Lakers, whether it's in the top 6 or 7-8, 7-9, 7-10, will be in the postseason. But before we talk about them, we talk about the title contenders, and guess who is there? The Lakers. It's like, now let me stop. I'm gonna say, I think my title contenders are truly. I don't know if I'm going with the Minnesota Timberwolves, but I think Roy definitely got the Thunder correct at this point. I'd be damned if the Thunder weren't a title contender team. When you look at that roster, you look at how young they are too. So not only do I think they are like somehow an experienced team, but they're also like young as shit. I know that sounds dumb, but there's a lot of players on that team that are like 27 to 30 or like 25-ish, but they got like 4 or 5 seasons in the league. So I think this team is low-key experience while also very, 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 very talented. And then my other team, I think a lot of people are going to sleep on this team in the sense of actually believing they'll make a championship run, and that's the Mavericks. I know that sounds stupid because, Roy just said it and they just were in the finals, but I think a lot of people are going to kind of dunk on the flaws that we saw with the Dallas Mavericks or even just Luka Doncic last season. And I'm here to tell you now, man, look, I don't think Klay is the greatest player of all time. I don't think he's 2016 Klay anymore, and that's perfectly fine. If all Klay got to do is hit a corner three, because as Roy was saying, there's no way you're going to be able to camp on Klay on the perimeter while Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic are giving you hell anywhere inside the arc. So if you're telling me Klay Thompson just has to catch the ball and fire, that issue that the Mavericks had about making corner threes, Klay can shoot anywhere. So that's over with. And then I also think he mentioned the 2 centers in Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. I think them with more experience is going to be a big deal. But I guess to give you guys the Lakers clip as well, and I've been yapping, but the Lakers are the same fucking team to me. Can they beat X, Y, and Z? Absolutely. Will we? No, because we play basketball for clout over there, and we literally are just going to do something stupid, shoot ourselves in the foot, or knock wood, someone's going to get injured. It'll never go right for this team. I hate it here. I wish I could trade teams, but then I'd be a coward.
Oh, but what do you think about JJ Redick as a rookie, as a coach with no experience coming off the broadcasting scene, right into leading LeBron a year
The
20?
chosen one.
I'm gonna be painfully clear because obviously Roy's here, and I don't want to disrespect the NBA brotherhood, man. That's the most Lakers move I've ever seen. that's the most Lakers shit I've ever seen. Hey, LeBron does a podcast with JJ Redick, who is on First Take as well, and he has his own TV show. Or my bad, he has his own YouTube channel. Fuck it, bring him on there. And I guess, but to me, I think that you really should have did what you can. And granted, maybe they didn't have much power in this conversation. I would have crashed out for Tyronn Lue. I'd even given, and maybe this is a controversial one. I don't know how you feel about him, Roy. I'd have crashed out for JB in Cleveland. I think that there's a lot of coaches with experience that could have actually done something for this team, but instead we kind of get JJ Redick and LeBron James's son and Bronny James. It's just like, and that's not disrespect to Bronny. I think Bronny's getting a ton of hate, but it's just like, holy shit. We're the Laker moves again.
Yeah.
I think for me in the West, Dallas is going to be a contender. OKC is going to be a contender. And I think they're going to separate themselves from the crowd. And I know y'all might be saying, what about this? No, I said what I said. Dallas and OKC are going to be in their own tier. I tried to predict it last year. I failed because they did prove me wrong. But I do think this is the year Denver starts slowing down regular season wise. At the very least, regular season wise, they're going to move down the standings. I think over these last 2 years, they've lost some really key pieces that they're still going to have Jokic. They're still going to be a playoff team. They still have Jamal, Aaron Gordon, and PJ and the coach that they got. But I do think this is the year where things start dropping off for them. And then outside of that, Phoenix, 5 seed first round exit. Just in case y'all are asking for my thoughts on Phoenix, man, I'm
locked in the playoffs and locked to go home.
Yeah, a playoff team. KD and D Book are still there, so they're definitely gonna be a playoff team. But in regards to their talent and what they're supposed to be with the talent that they have, their depth is still shot. Their defense is still shot. I do like their pickup of who is it? One of the Jones brothers, I think, at point. Tyus or Trey, one of them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they got him for a really good contract. So I think they are a better team than last year. But I think ultimately the things that we've been talking about in terms of what's going to hold this team back from a championship, which I do think is their expectation, year in and year out, as long as they got Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and KD. Second round exit max. But I'm predicting first round.
By the way, they got Tyus and Monte Morris.
So, B Souls, and I agree. I think the biggest, that's probably not even gonna be my hottest take from the season for the West Coast at least. Denver is going to end up no higher than a 5th seed this year.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna yap, but I agree. Yeah, I think they're doing that thing that teams do where they don't add any other piece.
Well, I think they're adding within the confines that they can. Like this new CBA is, I don't know if it's panning out. A lot of these young guys they're gonna have on their roster are gonna have to probably overperform or take two more leaps than people think they're gonna take. Because I know people thought like Christian Braun, he's supposed to be the next up guy or whatever the case may be, but he still has a year away, and Peyton Watson a year away or whatever. But where they're sitting right now, it kind of can't wait for another year away.
Well, I say I like Christian Braun because I think he finished out the season relatively okay, shooting wise, close to like 40%. I only thing I'll say this though, like having played, when you have a center like Jeff Foster was a center that was playing right before me, who was starting before I came on. Once I knew I was gonna play and then have somebody ahead of me. And like with Christian Braun having KCP ahead of him, I feel like he can flourish, and maybe he can be that younger version who can like score. I've seen him catch lobs and dunks and stuff like that in the half court. So I'm hoping he can be that piece, that little bit younger piece, but they may need to get younger because when you look at this roster, it seems like it's very top heavy with like older guys.
Yeah, and if they don't pan out, that is gonna be my. I mean, if they don't pan out, it's not gonna look good. Not even that's not my question. If they don't pan out, if they aren't ready to take that step, if they need a little bit more time, if whatever happens, it isn't coming out, with their feet running type thing, hitting the pavement, they're gonna end up right in that 5th seed, like I'm saying. I will give of course, I think OKC is gonna come out of the West this year. That's gonna be my.
You got them actually doing it.
Yeah. Way too early predictions. I think they solved the Josh Giddey issue. Not that Josh Giddey issue, but the Josh Giddey playing a lot of minutes issue. Respectfully to Josh Giddey as a player. But I just don't. I think that Alex Caruso is going to solve a lot of problems for them. I think they're going to be tough defensively. And somebody that I do see taking a step in the step up direction is J-Dub. Been a lot of chatter about J-Dub, and I think OKC needs that, next guy. I think Chet'll also settle into a more defined role. My boldest take. One of the Spurs or the Rockets are going to make the playoffs, and I'm actually going to swing as far as to say I think it'll be the Spurs.
I was going to say before we move on to the East, let me go ahead and just stamp right now that the Rockets make the playoffs. So we agree. We agree there. As far as the Spurs, I can't do that. But if it happened, that'd be cool.
The thing
11 seed pushing 10. That's where
I think that's what they'll be. Yeah.
The thing that'll derail my prediction will be Chris Paul's health. Because I don't even really know. Well, no,
I don't know how much PT he's going to get. Because he's going to play the beginning of the season. Absolutely. I don't know if he's going to be playing in the latter half of it.
Well, I don't know why. It's, sometimes YouTube will recommend you highlights and then you'll get into this rabbit hole and it's like 1:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So I'm getting real high on this. Y'all remember when Chris Paul was in OKC and he kind of willed that team?
Willed is crazy.
It was 7 years ago. Yeah, if he does it again, cool. I know what you're talking about, though.
So, but just all right.
We're baby SGA.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say this.
Same player grew up now.
If it's playing, is playing crazy for San Antonio?
No.
Nah, because a lot of teams.
It's gonna be 10 though.
Yeah, they gonna be in that 9-10 game. They're not gonna be in 7-8. No shot now.
Nah. Okay.
But there's a lot of teams that, in my opinion, fell off. I know me and Bezos disagree with the Clippers. I think the Clippers are cooked. The Lakers are trolls, so anything can happen there.
Warriors.
Utah not good. Portland not good. So then we're maybe one shocker team. Golden State. I wouldn't even necessarily call a shocker team there, but if Golden State takes that. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not mad at the Spurs making the playoffs. I just don't think they win the play-in game. I damn well don't think they top 6. But Houston, I can see doing it.
Ooh, y'all, nobody ever said it. Who is going to be the biggest letdown in the West? I got my answer 100% without a shadow of a doubt.
Regular season.
Outside of Denver?
Yeah, Denver's not even going to be it, to be honest with you. For me.
I think a lot of people going to buy stock. Damn, I mean, the layup line answers the Lakers.
No, it's not.
I
That's not the answer.
I'm not as high as on the Timberwolves as some of y'all, man. I ain't gonna lie. In terms of just, they had a great season last season, they're just gonna improve from it. There may be like at the very least stagnation, if not like a little bit of a dip.
So I was thinking the Sacramento Kings. My issue with them is I don't know if they're like high I don't know if the expectation of the Kings is high enough to be like, I'm disappointed in them. But I do think that of all the teams we've named, we haven't mentioned the Kings. I think the Kings are just like, they're just in a tough ass conference. We know what they're gonna do, and at some point, I feel like a lot of people don't know what they're gonna do, and that's gonna be disappointing for them.
Or Phoenix.
I'm tempted to say the Lakers, to be honest.
With Sacramento, you think DeMar DeRozan, that's their big get this summer, you think he like pushes the needle?
And that's the thing. I think DeMar definitely makes them a better team. I don't think it pushes the needle because that's how strong the West is. And maybe that's a Delulu take, but that's just a gut feeling that I have. Like, maybe now I got the Kings smacking the Pelicans. Maybe now I got the Kings even having a tough series with the Grizzlies or whatever. But when it comes to actually, okay, they're conference finals caliber or anything like that, and maybe I'm not taking a step. Maybe I'm taking 2 steps there, because you could argue the Kings just simply making it to the second round as an improvement.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't think anything's changed enough there.
Moving on to the East Coast. Same conversations. Who's coming out? Who is making leaps? Who is falling out of our ranks? And who is our biggest disappointment?
It's probably not true, but I'm gonna just get the hate take out, man. I want this Miami being ass in the regular season and then being good in postseason shit to stop. So I don't know if that's me calling for them to fall out. I don't know if that's me calling for a 1 seed. Y'all interpret that as you want, but I know that's something that I want. I am tired of the Heat, whether it's via injuries, whether it's Heat culture and anything in between. I'm tired of the Heat being like this fake me out contender team. Please, for the love of God, ball up or get out. But outside of the Miami Heat, because I do think overall, if they're healthy, of course they're a good team. I think that I'm following all hype. I think the Knicks alive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the Knicks are very, very, very good, and I guess the one issue to the Knicks would be, of course, the Boston Celtics. But I love that they giving them a fight. Bezos, your Celtics fan, I know. Yeah, you might disagree. You might pick a different team. I swear, I love the idea of the Knicks being like, fuck it, we just gonna have people that can guard your people, and we gonna believe in our guy. We gonna see what your guy can do, and whatever happens, happens. I love that ideology for them. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Knicks having a fantastic run. I also think the Pacers, because of the signings, the Pacers are a team that, as much as I'm pushing a Ja agenda, and as much as Omar has pushed all right, you guys starting to overrate him agenda, Pacers gonna be good this year. Pacers gonna be damn good this year. So those would be my 2.
I think for me, I got the Celtics coming out. You see what I'm saying?
Again? In 2024, 25 repeats?
Again, and this is gonna be the year Jason Tatum plays well in the playoffs. I'm calling it now. Yeah. Outside of that, in terms of top tier contenders in the East, I think the Bucks are gonna have the season that they should have had last season. More continuity this year. Hopefully, Dame and Giannis can have better play this season. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks up there. I'm gonna put the Knicks up there too. I'm gonna put Indy up there. Philly, to me, I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty high on them once they got Paul George, but man, I know this sounds crazy. Once I see them that depth chart in 2K, ooh.
Yo, what are you talking about?
That depth chart, they don't have a lot of depth in Philly, and they're still relying on like very injury prone players and Paul George and Embiid. I think matchup wise, it is gonna be scary because y'all know my take about like the biggest weakness with the Celtics is always gonna be the teams with the dominant bigs. But in terms of the success of Philly this upcoming season as a whole, they definitely have some big question marks. But to me, top of the East, Boston, New York, Milwaukee, and Indiana.
I got my Indiana Pacers coming out the East. Obviously, I'm very, very biased, but I feel that they got what's his name? What's his name is going to be coming back, not injured. Is it Naismith? Naismith?
Oh, Naismith. Aaron Naismith.
He was injured a little bit last year, and then Miles Turner doing his thing, picking and popping. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton's going to do his thing, but if it isn't my Pacers, obviously the Boston Celtics, their core group is coming back. But I do feel that there's going to be a little bit of a flip. Orlando and Cleveland, I feel like, are probably going to flip flop with Philly and the Miami Heat. If obviously the cohesion and everything as well. But something about the Orlando Magic, I'm not buying, and I'm not trying to be a hater.
You stole my disappointment team. I was going to be the guy that seemed like a hater because whenever you say this about young teams, it's like, whoa. Guys, I'm here to be with y'all. I know everybody's expecting us to go Philly when we talk about disappointing teams. Yeah. I think Philly expectations, one, is too low to be disappointing. But two, I also think that y'all might be sleeping a little too hard because of the memes on Philly. But when I look at this Orlando roster, this is gonna sound so crayon eating level. I don't see the buckets. Wait, where's the buckets? Like I need the ball to go in that basket more. To be honest with you, I love Paolo. I think Paolo's gonna be, as Damo would say, shout out to my brother Damo, a dark horse MVP even. I think Paolo gonna do his motherfucking thing. I think Franz is gonna cook as well, but I think this Magic team, they're a step away, and that's fine. I think a lot of people are gonna try to poise them to be that easy top 4 seed that goes far, and I think they kind of like how Soul said with the Suns. I think they're locked to make the playoffs, and then they're locked to go home. But I hope I'm wrong because they're young as hell. If they do that shit, great, cool.
Bro, when you said where's the buckets coming from, I think Franz Wagner signed like a $250
Oh
million
yeah,
deal.
he got paid.
And I'm not hating, bro. Like I want people to eat, put money on the table to feed your family, but I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like consistently putting up buckets and getting that type of money, you better be, leading your team to like, top of the East. I just don't see it. I ain't trying to be a hater, but
no, it's fair. It's fair to say this is my thing about it. Everybody can't be great,
Yeah, someone's coming at me right now for the playoff scoring of the Magic, which is, I didn't know that people thought they scored well in the postseason. But I mean, that's chat for you. Can't say nothing right, but yeah.
Everybody can't be great. Everybody feels like, oh my, this is hate. This team is gonna be blase blah da da da. Like Sage said, the Magic only oh no, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong team, but it's not like the playoff scoring was there to say like, okay, they're about to really repeat this. I think that they overachieved last season. That actually was going to be my team that will disappoint a lot of people. I don't get it with Franz either, Roy. To be fair, you're not the only one. I don't want people to call you crazy for saying this about him. I think in the playoffs last year, I don't know if, maybe the lights were too bright. I don't know, maybe...
Yeah, I think that was a fluke. I'll give you that.
Maybe he had a stomach bug.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think for Orlando, though, if it's a situation of like, if it's not Franz, then are they gonna get another player that caliber in the market?
And that's why I said what I said, because I'm looking at it right now. Hold on, my bad, it just went away. But when I'm looking at their roster, I'm literally going, okay, I think Franz will just straight up be better. Let me be very clear. I don't think Franz is damn near a 39% percentage in the in the offense in the postseason. I think he just had a bad series, but he's a young player. That's possible. But then I'm looking at, who am I going to bank on? Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, Caleb Houston, KCP, Jarrett Culver, Mac McClung, Gary Harris, Moritz, Mortiz, Wagner. I don't know how to say the nigga name. Jonathan Isaac. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not that I think this team is bad. I think I just named very good players. Yeah. But when I'm talking about playoff basketball, game slows down in the half court, Paolo going to be Paolo. We don't need to talk about that. Who else is going to step up? Unless it's, okay, well, Franz is going to go from playoff stinker to, oh, my God, Franz is averaging 20 on 50% of offs, which I think would also be equally as unrealistic as saying that he's going to repeat what he did last year. So that's my concern with that team.
Bezos, we're not saying like we get it. We get why you would pay him. We get why you would pay him. Like the whole understanding of, okay, he, who else are you going to get? That's a fine argument, I guess. That is a truly fine argument. Do we believe that that's like the golden handcuffs of franchise building? Like they probably walked into the organization and kind of strong armed them. Hey, what free agents are coming to Orlando, and who's another?
Don't walk for nothing.
Or who's the who else is going to be able to put up 19 in the regular season? You know what you might as well do, and maybe I'm an L agent for just saying it like this, but this is exactly how I would say it. You know what you do? Go ahead and sign him. If you don't like him, then you can at least trade him, but go ahead and sign him to the big bucks. And then later on, you can get more money. But that's just going to give more time for him to expose himself, to be honest with you. I just don't. No, and I'm looking at his game 7 numbers. And I know one game doesn't tell it, but 1 for 15 from the field. 0 for 5 from the 3. There was a lot of questionable decision-making from him. I feel like they gave him a little bit of the Ben Simmons treatment in one of those games, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just, and respects to Ben. It's just, I don't know if that's a guy that I'm going into next season thinking is going to be the guy that helps Paolo secure like a top 4 seed in the East.
That's fair. I just don't think he should, because I think the reason why he got Ben Simmons, like why are we asking Franz to be like this elite playmaker?
Yeah.
Like I think they do need a better point guard, so Franz could be more of a traditional wing. Same thing with Paolo. Like I understand he made some leaps in terms of his passing and playmaking this last season, but I think similar to like how the Celtics are constructed, honestly, because of the fact that they're building around Franz and Paolo, the way they should construct their team should be similar to the Celtics, because they're building around 2 wings. So
yeah, I think they're banking on either Paolo becoming an improved playmaker or Jalen Suggs becoming a good enough playmaker. So it's like multiple people that can do it. I think that's what they're going for. It's not the worst strategy because, again, and we've said a lot of I guess negative things, but in reality, we're naming a damn good defensive team. Absolutely, especially if Isaac's healthy. But yeah, it's just a matter of scoring the basketball. That's just a major concern that I don't even think a person in chat with a Disney World hat and like the biggest Magic's jersey on right now could deny. Their offense is a major concern for me.
It's 2024, Sage.
Oh yeah, everybody good. My fault.
I'm saying it's 2024. It's 2024. Somebody got to score the basketball. We can be defensively inclined all we want. Okay. Last NBA conversation, at least for the direct NBA. For the whole league, who is... Oh, I didn't even say who I thought was coming out the East. My bad. The Knicks. That's right, B-Souls. The Knicks.
I ain't stamping Knicks. By the way, my pick is Boston. I think Boston.
The Knicks.
You don't sound happy saying that. And I love it.
I don't. It's gonna be Boston or Milwaukee. I think the Milwaukee revenge tour is more possible than the Knicks winning.
Nah, I don't know about all that. I think that it'll be, if they do it, it'll be the first time in a minute, right? That we see a back-to-back team.
Yeah,